Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot covered call video. Well, hey, look, today we're going to talk about Penn National Gaming. I did a stock showdown with Penn National Gaming about a month and a half ago, and I'll tell you what, I should have bought shares back then. I didn't. Fast forward to today, for which I bought shares, did a 3-day covered call. We're going to talk about that trade because it's a very short, very tight windowed covered call trade for which I'm going to make 3% if my shares are taken away. I'm going to show you that trade because a lot of you small ball players would love to get in the game using these less expensive stocks. Now, I didn't say cheap stocks because usually cheap stocks refer to stocks that are risky, right? These are inexpensive stocks. They're quality inexpensive stocks. That's important because one of the things you do not want to find yourself doing is adding risk upon risk upon risk to your trades. And because of a lot of these high flyers are just shooting through the roof, man, it's real easy to find ourselves putting money into a stock for which we don't know that much about. The premiums have seduced us, and now we're in trouble when the trade goes against us. Penn Gaming is not one of those stocks for me, and I'm going to show you exactly why I can say that. Now look, before we get there, I'm going to show you a new feature that I've added to the upgraded CTP Dashboard Premium membership. Now look, at the end of the day, it's all about providing value for those that put skin in the game. I'm going to show you that members can submit a paper trade. I call it, What Would John Do? Seeing the World Through My Eyes. But before we get there, let's go ahead and get to this. If you like anything you're hearing, I want you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there and it's free. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. Now what I'm doing is this. I am crossing the $75,000 mark for this year. Absolutely cannot believe that I even crossed 55,000, which was my goal. If you remember, 55,000 was last year and I did not meet that goal. But hey, look, that doesn't deter me, right? We're going to get that goal this year. And that was the mindset going into 2020. Then with all the volatility, we end up exploding when it comes to options trading. And when we sell premium, right, covered call, sell cash secure puts, people are willing to pay us sellers fat profits on great companies. That's the key here. We're using great companies and we're getting paid for giving somebody the right, but not the obligation to take our shares from us. And they have all year long. I love selling premium. See, on this channel, I don't talk about buying options, right? I sell to those buying options players. And I love being in that position because when we're in a selling premium trade, 3 things can happen. 2 of them, we can win. And I love those odds. Love being the house, right? Love being the house. The house always wins. And for 2020, I've been able to win quite a bit. Yeah, I've took a couple L's, but at the end of the day, considering that the Dow fell some 50+%, I'll take that any day of the week. Now let's talk about the new feature that I've added for the premium membership. Many times I get emails about specific trades that others want to do. So what I've done is this, because many times I get emails where I don't get enough information to make a very informative response, I've created a web form for the members. They can go there, fill out all the information. I get that and I go ahead and formulate an intelligent response. I call it, What Does John Think? Seeing the world through my eyes. I'm going to give you my opinion. Because look, I've traded hundreds of stocks damn near almost every year. Over the past 4 years, I've done hundreds and hundreds of trades. Now, having that extra set of eyes, right, that second opinion, I know for a lot of people sitting there, they have a trade dialed up, they're interested, but they're a little apprehensive. They don't know if they're making a good decision. Well, the new feature for which I take all of your information and give you a reply back, I'll tell you what, that adds value to anybody's game. This is a real response to a trade idea somebody sent me today. I take that information, I put it into my spreadsheets, And I look at it from a selling premium perspective, but I also look at it from a trader that's been trading for years. And when I see what you're seeing in this trade, I start to formulate my opinion. Then I start to wrap that around the 30-day covered call, those golden rules that make up a great trade. And what I love to do is sit back and see if I see what they see. I know that sounds a bit confusing, but I want to see what they see. Well, when I noticed this trade that hit my desk this morning, everything was perfect, except they missed the fact that they have an earnings report right in the middle of this cash secure put that they want to do. So being a second set of eyes, I was able to let them know. And to be honest with you, outside of that, I really do like this trade. The chart is speaking to me here. Everything about this trade idea is a good one. And to be honest with you, they didn't need me to confirm that. What I like about this is it is that second set of eyes. This person here, I can tell you, is very skilled, highly skilled trader. She wanted a second set of eyes because she was going to throw some money at this trade. That's what this is all about, providing value to my members. And that's what I did back in late August when I did my stock showdown on Penn versus Win. And for a lot of you, you know that I owned Win and made a lot of money with Win. At the time I did this stock showdown, I was in Win, and there was a lot of talk about Penn. Penn Gaming has stepped into the game because they are a regional casino business that bought Barstool Gaming, which is an online betting gaming service, right? So Wall Street fell in love with them and rallied their stock. And in fact, they rallied them tremendously in my stock showdown analysis. At that time, they were trading for $55. Penn is now trading for 69x, headed to 70. Well, when DraftKings recently fell off of its recent high, I noticed Penn had slipped as well. Real quick before I continue, this stock showdown really opened up my eyes to what Penn does and why they're the darlings of Wall Street when it comes to the casino stocks. So for me, this gave me that financial education on Penn. So I'm not just going out and willy-nilly buying Penn because I see everybody else interested in Penn. In the case of this stock showdown, Penn actually won the stock showdown. I probably should have put some money towards it back then when it was trading at 55. But fast forward a month and a half later, I decide to pick up some Penn. Now, there's a reason why I decided to pick up Penn today, and I'm going to share that with you right now. But it isn't just doing it for doing its sake. I have a process, and Penn right now is fitting that process. So one of the things I love to do is always look at the Keltner channel. And as you can see, they weren't really that impacted by the March sell-off. In fact, just 3 months ago, you could have paid $20 for Penn. Well, fast forward, Penn is now the darling of the casino stocks, and it recently hit 75. Going back to DraftKings, recently DraftKings gave us some information about their revenues. They might not have as high of revenues as they thought with the NFL season kicking off. And then we get the news that they had a $32 million secondary offering. And Wall Street never likes when a company sells more shares, diluting the current share value. So DraftKings has fallen from the high 60s into the mid 50s. I believe that's what has happened with Penn, falling off from 75 into the mid 60s. Now, the reason for that is I believe it's trading in sympathy, but also Wall Street has said, look, if DraftKings is feeling the effect of lower revenues from the NFL season, maybe Penn will as well. Remember, a lot of this stock movement has been based on Barstool's acquisition, right? When they acquired Barstool, that online gaming element, you know, the idea was the sky's the limit. Everybody's at home. They're going to be betting on the games. So my take is this. Penn has pulled back. Now, why do I get in today? I get in today because look at this support line. It's a very short window support line. And I'm going to use that support line for a low purchase entry. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know that my low purchase entries are always under the Keltner channel mid. The Keltner channel is a stocks trading range. And I've always taken the approach that if a stock peels off from the top part of the Keltner channel and trades under the mid, and I buy the shares below the mid, we can get a rally back to the mid, maybe higher. Great opportunity to write a covered call. I've been using that as a strategy for many years, and it seems to work. Well, when I'm looking at Penn, notice this thing is literally trading outside. And when it's trading outside its trading range, you know it's overbought, right? The RSI is going to be much higher. Well, looking at the Keltner channel, looking at that stock bouncing off of that support line right there, when Penn found itself hitting that support line again, I decided this little sell-off, which potentially could be because of DraftKings, is short-term thinking. So what I decided to do, using a very short 3-day window, right? We're literally here on Wednesday. Friday is the expiration. This is going to be a 3-day trade. I end up buying some shares at about 68x, very close to 69. But when the stock was trading at 69x, I wrote the 70. Some will call it a near the money strike, but basically it's an at the money. And I got paid $1.76 per share. I did this on 300 shares. It is literally a 3-day trade for which if my shares are taken away at 70, that is going to be over $750 in this very short-term trade. And that is plus 3%. Now, if my shares are not taken away at 70, the stock finishes lower, I'm going to collect over $528 in premium alone, which represents close to 2%. And I'll tell you what, those are the weekly covered calls we want to do. I've said for years, when I write a covered call for a week, I'm usually looking for 1%. 0.9, 1%, I'll take it. Because if we can do that 35 times a year, that's 35% cash on cash. I'll take it every single time. Now look, whether my Penn trade works out for me or not does not matter. We always do our homework. We always get our financial education, so we get a little bit closer to it. Then we get our experience. And when we get our experience, we can have success. Because I am living proof of that. 4 years ago, I worked with my mentor, Jerry. We talked about it every single day. And when I did my very first trade, I've talked about this, I literally immersed myself into it. The trade felt different. I was a swing trader, day trader with no success. Once I did my first selling premium trade, for which I gave somebody the right but not the obligation to take my shares from me, that trade felt different. I'll be honest with you, it was probably different because I put in real time and homework and studied. Man, it is one of the most satisfying things when you can now step away, look at my past 4 years of success and say, wow, it truly can be your key to your financial success. Got to get that experience. I'm telling you, that is the key. You do 1 trade, 2 trade, 3 trades. You won't need me. You won't need anybody else. But hey, look, I know you like my stories. You like the trades that I do. So hey, look, while you're here, you might as well subscribe to the channel. It's right there and it's free. If you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. And hey, what I'm doing is I'm offering 1 free month of my premium membership. Hey, look, I'm going to leave it right there. Be safe, be healthy, most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.